the Edmonton Oilers unfortunately dropped Game 2 to the Dallas Stars, with a lot of things in this game simply not going their way. A few greasy goals and a questionable decision by Kris Knoblauch in this game to pull the goalie in a very bad time. So we're going to be talking about all of this stuff here, as well as just the game as a whole. Talking about that and what's going to happen in Game 3. Before we do, though, we know that 94% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Edmonton Oilers news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join us here as we cover this team, hopefully into a deep playoff run and a Stanley Cup playoffs. So, like I said, we're going to have to go into this one, hope for the best after this game, which is a very tough situation, like I said, and a lot of things that they probably want to fix before a Game 3. So let's get into the first topic here and just simply a look at the game. The Oilers fall in Game 2 to the Stars. You know, as I'm sure most of you know by now, it wasn't the best game. You know, it wasn't bad, but there's a lot of things that could have gone a slight bit better for the Oilers, and a lot of stuff that they would wish had gone their way. But as the box score here, I'll pull this one up first. As you can see, a lot of negatives on the plus minus here for this team, but that simply is just due to the score. Not a bad game from too many people here. Stuart Skinner, a guy I want to give a little shout out to again, playing well. Definitely wanted that first goal back. That's no doubt that Jamie Benn one. That should have been a save. However, the second goal, there was really no hope. It went off of just about every body that was in front of the net there and trickled in. So, can't blame him on this one. If he keeps playing like this, that is fine. And then he just needs the support from the defense and the offense, as they have been so far in this series. But from the rest of the team, the aspect of it, not too bad. It could be better. It could have been a win, but a lot of good things that we can learn from this game to take in to the next one to hopefully get a win here. A split in Dallas is not bad. I'll say that, and I'll say it again. Not a bad thing for a split in Dallas, heading back home now and having that home ice advantage, the favored ice for the players, and I feel like we're going to see a real big bounce back next game from this team. But I'll pull up the stat card as well here from Twitter. As you can see, the guy who was the most on the positive side of things, Darnell Nurse, not a guy we'd normally see up here. Not complaining though, we'd always like to see see him have a good game, sorry. And Evan Bouchard once again on top of this list as always with Matthias Ekholm. But if you want to see a guy like Leon Draisaitl, who's down to though just a bit better, obviously he's the guy on this team. He's gonna have a bad game here and there, but we're at the point in the season now where we want to limit that to just about none. But a lot of things that, like I said, just didn't go the Oilers' way, so we're gonna have to just move on and take it into the next game consideration of what's gonna happen. But the Oilers were pretty close to coming back to this game, but they pulled the goalie and really didn't have the greatest chance due to a very big coaching blunder that happened here in this game, mainly and really only when the goalie pull happened. So I'll pull up a little prompt of what happened here for those who didn't get to see it. The thing is, while Skinner held up his end of the bargain, Kris Knoblauch did not. It was a terrible pull given the fact that the Oilers didn't even have possession of the puck. The lack of forecheck after Evander Kane gets taken in the wall proved costly, as it was a routine breakout for the Stars that got Esa Lindell a clear net crack from center ice. Seriously, what were the coaching staff thinking? It might have been the worst goalie pull that we've ever seen, and that was from the Oilers Nation Twitter account and an article from their point of view. However, this was not just from their point of view. This is from the point of view of me and my friends that were watching, and just about everybody that I've seen watch this game react to this on Twitter. This was a pretty bad decision to make in that scenario, the situation where the Oilers could have had a chance to come back. The pressure was on. They had a pretty good setup at the end of the game there, but ultimately just couldn't get a great goalie pull and resulted in that 3-1 lead from the Dallas Stars. And I'm still kind of mind boggled that you wouldn't wait to get the puck to pull the goalie, get the opportunity where you can break out and have your own situation that you want to follow instead of pulling the goalie while the Stars have the puck. And it was just really a bad decision, and that's one thing I'm sure Kris Knoblauch acknowledges, and is going to have to fix for the next few games if the Oilers do pull the goalie, because that was really the changing point. And I know the game was pretty much over, but that really sealed the deal there. There was still lots of time left in the Oilers. There's lots of time in the playoffs for anybody to score, but coming back from 2-goal deficit after that, kind of taking the wind out of your sails, that was a pretty unfortunate situation for the Oilers here. But let's move on to another thing that really kind of didn't go the Oilers' way in this game. Unless they want more power plays, the Oilers and the staff and many players are thinking up. They're not really seeing the same side of things that the Dallas Stars are. They're not getting as many power plays as they should, as they want in all situations. And I'll pull up this article here. As the riffing continues to be inconsistent during the 2024 NHL postseason, Knoblauch had some choice words about how Game 2 was called. I've heard a lot about the past, being a spectator, not a part of the NHL, and not as a coach in the NHL. Sometimes the standard gets changed a little bit. They would definitely want to make sure it's a penalty, where in the regular season, some things get let go. That's obviously unfortunate for us. We've got a very good power play, and we win a lot of games on the power play. It's unfortunate that it's tougher to draw penalties in the playoffs than it is in the regular season. That being said, I think the standard is the same for both teams. I'm not saying it's unfair for us, but I would like to see the same, or we'd like to see the same standard. And Matthias Ekholm said similar when asked about the Oilers' inability to draw power plays. So, I don't want to hear complaining and stuff. You can't rely on your power play to win a game, but it is unfortunate when certain situations, we didn't see the right call and whatnot. It's been very prominent, as that article said, in the 2024 NHL playoffs. A lot of things here, some come to mind, but nothing like outrageous. They've kind of made up for some of those calls, but I can understand where this Oilers team is coming from, saying that they want to see it be a fair game call because the power play is fantastic. And they win a lot of games in the power play, as Kris Knoblauch said, but you can see here from what McDavid had to say as well. That's a good question. I don't know why, but that's a good question. He's being asked about why the Oilers are not getting the calls they want and stuff like that. And Knoblauch, as you've seen from that article, had to say the same. We would like the same standard. And they're not saying that they're not getting the calls. They're not saying that they should not be taking penalties in these situations. They're just saying they want it to be even and equal for both teams while playing it, which is absolutely true. It's the same thing if you're an umpire in baseball. If you have a strike zone that isn't really what you want, but it's consistent all game, so be it. You got to adjust to that throughout the game and get used to it. And same with the NHL reffing here. I like what they're saying. I like that they're saying it, but they're not, trashing the referees, saying that they just want some consistency in what they've seen here in these playoffs. So, it's a good quote here, a good idea to just kind of put it out there. Hopefully something will change, but nothing being directly said to any of the refs. And I think that's the proper way to do it here, especially in the playoffs. You don't want anything to go against your way or in favor of the other team just by saying something bad. So I think that's an okay thing for the Oilers to say. I don't want to say it's the best case scenario for the Oilers, but it is what it is. Hopefully we'll see a little bit of consistency next game and throughout the rest of this postseason as a whole. I'm not just saying it's about this series, from the Florida-New York series as well. I don't care who's playing. I just want to see some equal refereeing from both parts. The teams can get used to it. So let me know what you think about this game. What do you think about the lack of power play, as the Oilers are calling it? And what also do you think about that questionable goalie pull situation? Let me know, reading your comments and kind of discussing this team here. But that's all I got here in the video. If you did enjoy, make sure to give it a like, hit the sub button as well if you do want to see more about this Oilers team. We'll be keeping you updated with everything they have to offer, but I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.